Gary and Charles, and we're out on our daily walk. And walking around San Francisco is really just great, except for one thing. I grew up in New York City for, I think, around 17 years. And it's a city, as you know, of what, 8 to 10 million people, Charles?
At least.
And for some reason, people really know how to walk there. I mean, the streets are crowded, but they don't bump into you. And they don't sneak up on you like in San Francisco.
No.
And so I don't get it. I don't get
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Gary, so usually the typical way of walking is to put one foot in front of the other. Now, I thought that's what they did here in San Francisco. Or do they walk backwards?
No, I don't know what it is, but you were out on a walk, and then all of a sudden someone's right behind you, or there's a runner right behind you, huffing and puffing, and rather than go around you like they do in New York City, they bump into you. What's that about?
Well, apparently they have better walking traffic laws in New York City. In fact, I will attest to that, because one day I was walking around in New York City and I was going to pass some people on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And I failed to put on my blinkers.
Oh.
And then a cop walker came rushing up.
You have cops in New York City? We don't see any of them in San Francisco.
And then he issued me a ticket.
What?
For not putting on my blinkers.
They won't even give a ticket to somebody here running that's run over.
To give the ticket to the person who was run over, but not to the actual car.
Okay. But anyway, so I'm trying to really understand the walking rules here in San Francisco, because I just don't get it. And if anyone else out there has experienced this issue,
we would love their comments.
We would love to know. The other thing, Charles, that I was thinking about today, so I was trying to stay away from the news so I don't get upset and aggravated. I'll look at the headlines. But I've noticed over the last, couple of months, I keep on seeing these headlines about Swift Taylor or Taylor Swift, and now it's with some football player and thing, but I don't read about it. But it's like, whoever this Swift Taylor is, they must have an unbelievable publicity agent. So do you know anything about this?
Well, I thought that a Taylor Swift was a kind of very swift bird that loved to flitter about and was particularly attracted to football players. Because I understand that this bird knows or likes to visit a fellow named Kelsey. I think that's the name of the football player.
Kelsey?
I think so. And
Kelsey or Chelsea?
Kelsey. And apparently there are a lot of people in America who are bird watchers and who enjoy seeing birds hither and yon. And I don't understand why this is such a big deal.
Well, I didn't realize it's a bird. I thought Swift Taylor was like a rock performer or something like that.
Oh, I thought it was a bird.
Oh boy. Okay, maybe we ought to sit down and look it up so that we're, when we're doing these podcasts, we don't want to sound like totally ignorant.
Yes, we don't want to sound like we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, because it's embarrassing.
I would like to get back to this whole issue of walking. I think that a lot of people learn how to walk by how dogs walk. So when you are behind
because of all the dogs in San Francisco?
Yes. So dogs tend to walk kind of diagonally, with their ass kind of in a different kind of direction of their forepaws. And so it's kind of like at a diagonal as they walk.
Hubble always walks straight.
No, he did not. You didn't notice it, but as a professor of dog walkology,
yes,
I noticed this, and I did a study.
Yeah.
It was in the Harvard Press.
Yes.
And so on. And so, and also the Oxford University honored me because of this article. But no, I think people walk kind of diagonally, which I think is part of the problem.
So they're following what the dog now. There's plenty of dogs in New York City, but I must say San Francisco beats everybody out, I think,
Well, per capita, perhaps.
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's it for now, and we'll talk to you a little bit more later.
Yes, and everybody, we truly are. We have, I got a degree, I got a BS in university, and you can tell by what I'm talking about that I've really earned my degree.
Well, you seem very knowledgeable, but we really need to look up more about the Swift-Taylor thing, and
Yes.
maybe we need to get her publicity agent.
Yes, and so everybody,
Then we'll have more than 10 listeners on our podcast.
if that many, if we're that lucky, and so what I say is, everybody, BS to you,
Yes.
and have a good day.
Right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey folks, we're back, and we're kind of continuing our walk. We're almost done, but Charles, we were just talking about the way people walk in San Francisco, and you more than intimated that dogs were the problems because dogs walk at an angle, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Hubble would be very upset hearing that, but regardless, this is only our 4th podcast, and the San Francisco League of Dogs has now filed a petition against us for that type of remark. And so I don't know what to do about it. I think we need to make it right because it'll affect our whole audience and everything. So what do you think?
Gary,
Yeah.
I just think you should know, I interviewed many dogs, and they demonstrated how they walk. And in fact, they proudly said to me, and Dogonese, of course, that they were very proud of the way in which they walked at an angle. And it's the reason why they are so stable as they paw around the city.
Yeah, but it's now led to this kind of San Franciscans walking weirdly. We had a discussion about how normal New Yorkers seem to not bump into you or turn the corner and knock into you,
Right.
So what's the story here? I mean, what do we do about it? And actually, I don't know how to handle this San Francisco League of Dogs.
Well, I don't mean to besmirch the reputation of pups.
Yeah.
But a leading cat here in the city said to me and vouched for what I said, and went on to say, actually, that cats walk in a straight line, paw to paw, and that they think that dogs probably have a mental disability, whereas dogs rule. Dogs, just can't do it, and so cats rule and dogs drool.
Well, I think we're going to have more problems now. I don't even know whether to publish this podcast. In all due respect, I'm now very concerned that the dog owners will be very upset about this. So I'd like you to rethink this and give us some
Gary,
better advice on it.
No, Gary,
Yeah.
I published this already in the Dogs of London Review, and
that's very. That is a very prestigious publication.
Yes.
And was it accepted?
Oh,
Was
but
it
of
peer
course.
reviewed?
Yes, it certainly was.
Yeah.
By cats primarily,
But
but
that doesn't make sense.
but dogs did agree with what I said. Many did.
Yes.
Well, what can I say?
Well, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for that, and thanks everyone for listening. And
wait a minute.
again,
No,
back.
Gary,
Yeah.
Gary,
Wait.
Gary.
What?
Oh, I got a call on my cell phone.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Well, I'm Jose the cat, and I just wanted to tell Gary and those stupid dogs that dogs don't know how to walk and they walk at an angle. So there. And thank you very much for taking my call.
Oh, well, thank you for that. I don't know about this particular cat, but Anyway, well, thanks, folks, and hope we can go on to episode 5 if we're still in business.
Yes, if we're not sued.
And again, maybe we should seek out the Swift Taylor's publicity agent. That may help us.
I don't know. I have a feeling that publicity agent is for the birds.
Anyway, all right. Good night, folks. Take care.